Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Mixed Media Monday. I am Ophelia and thank you guys so much for joining me today. In our previous episodes of Mixed Media Monday, we've spent a lot of time creating papers or ephemera, like we did water marbling, we did hand painted papers, we did gel printing, and if you've been playing along, you possibly have a stash that's kind of grown out of control, like mine. And so today, in this video, what I wanted to do, and I'm going to do things a little bit differently in that I'm not going to finish anything, but what I want to do is create a lot of backgrounds just using some of the paper stash that I have in hopes of kind of wearing down this basket a little bit. And just because now my stash is mounting and it's honestly gotten out of control. So I hope that you will join me in playing with your stash of hand-painted papers and handmade papers and all the papers that we've created together. What I plan to do is just kind of walk us through me doing the first one, and then we'll speed this up so that I can stop talking and we can get to work. But first, let's talk about some of the supplies that I'm going to use. Of course, I've got my journal here, and inside of my journal, I have some of the pages are already prepped with where I just use matte medium to glue down random bits of paper and then put a thin layer of the Jerry Studio Gesso over top of that. But then some of the pages are just left unprimed. And I'm just working in a very old sketchbook that I found. And so it's my hope to end up using this up or finishing this before the end of the summer. So let's go ahead and get started talking about supplies. In this episode, what I'm going to be using are just my usual Lucas acrylic paints in just a variety of colors. I've got Prussian blue, titanium white, carmine. That is so not carmine, that's turquoise. I've got fern, Indian yellow, carmine, fluorescent magenta, light gray, and then I've got a Matisse Mars black in the middle here. I also brought along some acrylic inks that I may end up using. I'm not sure, I just would rather have them on hand. But I'm using between some Liquitex, I've got some Amsterdam, and I've got some FW. I've also got some acrylic sprays, or these are just Soho bottles with this same ink inside that I may use, or some Marabou art sprays, as well as, I brought along my watercolor, and to get this started, I'm just going to spritz this with a little bit of water in my spray bottle. And mine may look a little different from what's available in store. And all I did, it came with the two rows of 12. And all I did was just add a few more colors down the middle row. Instead of having a space where I could fit my brush, I just put more half pans in the middle. So that's why I tricked mine out. That's why it looks a little bit different. So I've got my watercolors, some color pencils, some ink tints pencils or graphite tint pencils, not to forget my jumbo jet black pencil, and I might even use some washi tape, and this is just stuff that I've had on hand for a while. If you don't have washi tape, don't you worry, you can also use plain masking tape, which is fun, and kind of use your stencil and spray over it to kind of create your own. And that's about it as far as the supplies that I use. We'll have all of the products in the description box below. So let's just go ahead and get started. Okay, I'm going to take some titanium white and just a regular plastic gift card. And if you will remember, I'm not necessarily trying to make anything finished today. I'm just playing around, building some backgrounds in a hope to work my way through this pile of papers. I'm going to dry this up for a second so that I can do some more things on top. just going to use a glue stick to glue this down. I would ordinarily use matte medium, but then I don't want to wait for everything to dry up all over again, so that's why I'm just going to use a glue stick. A glue stick is also great when you're on the go, because then you can just kind of stick things down and not even have to worry about it. I think I'm going to use a little bit up top here to kind of balance out this side as well. And then I also found these, and I don't know if I've ever said this before, but I came to this whole art world by way of like rubber stamping and scrapbooking. When my son was born, I took a lot of pictures, and someone said, well, why don't you start putting those in books? And like I could decorate the pages with cute little stickers and such like that. And that led to like rubber stamping, where I made my own cards, which led to art journaling and just finding another creative outlet. But I've got a bunch of things left over from when I used to scrapbook, because I don't anymore. And one of them are these, they're rub-ons. Now, my son is 18, so we don't know if they're gonna rub on anymore, but I also found these, and I want to end up using these as well. What I guess I'm saying is, or all of that to say, I like to use things with like sharp graphics, if that makes sense. So these look kind of cool to just add like a bold element to my pages. So I'm going to see if this will work. Like maybe here. And let's see if they still rub on. They do. And then, oh, this is black. Yep. I always like to make things kind of grunged. And this is just the first background. And remember, like I said, I'm not trying to finish anything. What I want to do is just get a bunch of pages done and get rid of this pile. So I'm going to stop talking, speed this up, and we'll keep going. Thank you guys so very much for watching today as I tried to work my way through my mound of papers. It's going to take me a lot longer than just 3 journal backgrounds. However, these are now perfect for when you want to take your supplies on the road or on vacation and you've got your background done and now you can just kind of record your thoughts. But for me, the best part is I've used a few more papers that were actually in my bucket. So I feel as though I'm doing pretty well. And I have the rest of the summer to get more of my papers down and work my way through this neglected journal. So thank you guys so very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye. The slow clap. What we got? The slow. A card for you. A card for you. A card for you. A card for you. I'm done. I'm done. Hey Jimmy, can you hear me? I'm done. Coming after you next, girl. You know who you are. You better be scared of this production.